Good evening. My name is Diego Molan, and this is English 3, Task 2. I am with my group partners. Can you please present yourself? Angie, please go first.
Hi everybody, good evening. My name is Angie, as my partner said, and we are going to talk about tax 2.
Thank you, Angie. Billy?
Hi, every people. My name is Billy Birbraguer Rojas Castillo.
Thank you, Billy. Felipe?
Hello everyone, this is Diego Felipe Martinez and I'm glad to be here in this class.
Thank you. And finally, Samuel Gonzalez, please.
Yes. I am Samuel Gonzalez Silva.
Thank you very much. So we are going to start with the questions. Fair question. Have Americans overcome the 9/11 events? Angie?
Well, I think that they have not overcome the event due to it was a dramatic event that actually left psychological repercussions in many people that survived. The most affected people were policemen and firefighter, people that were near the twins when the event took place, and of course the family of people who died that day, and many people are still traumatized.
Thank you, Angie. Billy?
And no, even many of them feel fear, anger, despite believing that they have a feeling of protection with the measures they have put in place. They continue to fear that they will be attacked again.
Thank you, Billy. Felipe?
No, the more than 15 years, I think Americans still remembers all the 1911 events. Since the day of terrorist attacks, many people in the US, but especially in New York City, has mixed feelings about what happens that day. So, in many of them, post-traumatic mental illnesses like stress and anxiety just increase.
Thank you. Samuel?
Yes, the people of New York City have not yet been able to overcome this event, especially those directly affected by the event. And there is harassment and helmets as they feel vulnerable to terrorism.
Thank you, Samuel. And finally, me. I agree with my partners. I don't think they have overcome this. It's been 20 and the pain persists, I think, and they are still fighting. And everything what happened last month in Afghanistan is proof of that. They are still in that same problem. Let's go to question number 2. Are Americans still concerned about terrorist threats? Angie, please.
Okay, yes, they are afraid that new terrorist attack happens again, and they don't feel safe and secure.
Thank you, Angie. Billy.
Yes, in the documentary, when they interviewed the general who was in Iraq, he say that they believed they were protected by Alice and friends, but that after the attacks, everything changed, and that despite the measures that have been taken, there will always be a latent danger.
Thank you, Billy. Felipe.
Yes, I think people in the US are still concerned about terrorist threats because after those events, continuous raiding and some terrorist attacks took place all over the country and the world.
Thank you, Felipe. Samuel.
Yes, Americans remain concerned about new terrorism attacks, and some citizens stigmatize ethnic minorities living in the city because of their origin.
Thank you, Samuel. And finally, me. Um, I think so. They are still afraid of terrorist attacks. 9/11 was such a devastating blow on the American culture and the American society that they are still afraid of what happened and afraid of thinking it could happen again. Okay, third question. How have Muslims and Americans' lives changed after the 9/11 events? Angie?
Okay, life completely changed since 9/11 events. People are scared and many problems arose since that day. Many families lost their relatives. Innocent people died. Discrimination towards Muslims increased because American generalize and they believe threats come from them. Now American society is divided.
Thank you, Angie. Billy?
It has been difficult since xenophobia towards them has intensified. For Americans, seeing a Muslim is a symbol of the terrorism, so the situation is difficult for them.
Thank you, Billy. Felipe?
Uh, to Muslims, prejudice and discrimination attacks increased after the terrorist events, not only in the US, but all over the world then. So life opportunities got decreased for its culture and people. To Americans, there are mistrust feelings and divided opinions about security and quality of life, government policies. Many people still associate and generalize that terrorism comes from Arabs and Muslim culture. So prejudice and discrimination towards them just increase. People don't feel safe after those events.
Thank you, Felipe. Samuel?
The life of people in New York changed drastically as they realized that your country was exposed to the terrorists and they not living in the wonderland.
That's true. I agree with that. Um, the video shows a girl. Uh, she says that 9/11 happened when she was a kid, and since then, for 15 years, now 20 years, she has felt the effects because of because of what my classmates were saying, the generalization and discrimination that came from 9/11. It's like the whole media in the United States focused on Muslims instead of just the terrorists who did the attack. And since then, it's been just discrimination. Um, Next question, fourth question. What is the American government doing to reduce the threat feelings of the community? Angie?
Government will increase surveillance and they will spend more on national defense to reduce the threats.
Thank you, Angie. Billy?
Well, it seems that nothing, since people are still afraid. They live in a fragile tranquility. But as one of the interviews said, at any time they can attack them again. Not in the same way, but they know that fear and insecurity will not go away to go.
Thank you, Billy. Felipe?
At first, American government justified a misleading word to place safe feelings in society. Then increased immigration policies and security borders, most of them using election campaign speech only.
Thank you, Felipe. Samuel?
Yeah, in connection with the attacks of September 9, 2021, the United States government will adhere to police against extermination of Muslim people as well as police against terrorism and create partnership focus on identify police statement that affect any group resident in the country.
Thank you, Samuel. I agree with Angie a lot when she said that they are increasing in surveillance and defense more than ever in their history. And that's something that actually affects the whole world because their surveillance is over the whole world. They actually have had problems with that, with all the Snowden situation and things like that. So they are still in some kind of panic that lasts for 2 decades. Oh, and finally, final question. What is the opinion of some politicians about war after 9/11? Angie, please.
Well, the opinion of some politicians, as Donald Trump, agree that the attack was due to the Iraq, Iraq War, and they are concerned about what they perceive the threat posed by some Muslims.
Thank you, Angie. Billy.
Well, the interview was done before Donald Trump was president. So for the Republicans, it was a good opportunity to take advantage of this and come to power. For many, the Iraq war was justified, and they based their police message on generality, this hatred towards him. Middle East seeking revenge for what happened.
That's true. Thank you, Billy. Felipe.
Yeah, many of them just say war is driven by national interest, so there are two misleading administration policies about it. Also, liberal and conservative justifies words of propaganda in election campaign to confuse and polarize people.
Thank you, Felipe. Samuel?
Some politicians like Donald Trump have very aggressive policies regarding the attacks.
Thank you, Samuel. Yes, Donald Trump has a very strict policy against Muslims. He did the travel ban, and he did a lot of xenophobic stuff. And he kept the war after those 5 years after the video. He kept the war, and the war is only coming to an end now. And politicians went with it, basically. And okay, that's it. That's the 5 questions. Again, this is for English 3, task 2. Thank you to my classmates. And you guys want to say goodbye?
Goodbye.
Thank you, and
Goodbye, partners.
Okay, goodbye.
Thank you.
You.